Ember Moon has major issues with Sasha Banks and Bayley becoming a double champion.
But Bayley said, "Sit down, Ember."
Boom! Roasted!
And WWE legend Madusa Alundra Blaze shows up in AEW. Welcome to News and Rumors. This is Diaz.
And Paloma Star, the Sriracha Muchacha.
This week's News and Rumors starting from AEW's Women's Tag Team Cup Tournament, The Deadly Draw. So we just saw the first episode air this Monday. I have to be honest, I did not know it's going to be like a full-on programming like this.
I know. I actually didn't know what it was going to be, but I also didn't have any expectations.
The whole concept for this tournament is that there are 8 teams who are randomly drawn. So you have to pick a color of a ball and then like that will match you up with a partner. This 8 team will compete for this big, pretty trophy. Initially, when they announced that there will be random teams, a lot of people are really disappointed because that kind of gets rid of the chance of people seeing already established indie tag teams. People were really excited about that when that was first announced.
When they said random teams, I thought they meant like random teams, like people that you don't necessarily see in AEW or like indie, like you said, indie established tag teams. But I didn't think it was going to be like bingo, where you would like pick out the number in the matches.
And then the second news that hit was that it's not going to be on Dynamite, but it's all going to be on YouTube. I think that also got a lot of backlash from people, given that, I mean, there are already people pissed about how AEW is treating their women's division. There's kind of a lack of a storyline. For them to put the entire show on the YouTube was kind of confusing, like how serious are they treating this tournament? But from what they've done on Monday, it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it so far. I like what I've seen so far. I actually kind of wish it was on TV though, because now with Evolution 2, I guess not happening, this would be a great time to do it. Shine the whole light on women's wrestling, even if it's like an hour devoted for it or something, you know, it doesn't have to be like the full show. Or like I even mentioned too, like I wish AEW would take this opportunity to have an all women's pay-per-view. Why not? The competition's not doing it, so why don't you go for it? But maybe I'm hoping that this that does well and it's perceived well, that they do maybe think about moving it to TV. Or maybe they could have the finals on TV, kind of like they did with the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, I hope so. Tournament Deadly Draw was opened by Madusa.
That's so cool. I didn't expect that. It was awesome. I'm a little bit worried about AEW turning into the new TNA, where they're just scooping up old WWE, WWF, because it's Madusa, people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Madusa. She's amazing. Hi, Madusa, in case you're watching. I just don't want them to turn to that. I don't want them to rely too much on that, which is kind of why I was a little disappointed when they didn't have the surprise indie tag teams. So that way, be more fresh. But then again, it's Madusa, and you can't go wrong with Madusa.
Yeah. She's like the icon of the women's wrestling. Yeah. Sometimes WWE doesn't treat her like that. I did feel a little bit bad when she was kind of just put into the Evolution Battle Royale, even though she's like the main name from her time.
Yeah.
So Madusa was there. She was introduced by the exfoliating ugly tour, Raquel Diaz, also known as Shaul Guerrero.
Love her.
The big conversation, though, was about Girl Bye Cameron joining this tournament.
I did not see that coming. That was definitely a surprise. I think I talked about this before. There's very few surprises left in wrestling, and it's always really pleasant whenever I do get surprised, and I was definitely surprised about that. I'm like, what?
And then the moment she walked in, she just kind of like dominated the entire scene because she's got the oozing charisma.
She has that personality. She has the charisma. She can cut a promo too.
And other familiar names from NXT, we've seen Tainara Conti, who was on Ring the Bell, make her AEW debut, teaming out with Anna Jay. And that team eventually eliminated Ariane Andrew from the first round, which was a little disappointing for a lot of people. But for Tainara Conti, I think she had a really great showing, so I'm super excited to see what she's going to do. And it seems like MJ Jenkins from NXT is also going to be in this tournament.
It'll be awesome to see what happens next. I'm excited. I really hope that they end up putting this on TV.
To talk a little bit more about Ariane Andrew, she had this big episode of her sipping the tea with Naomi.
You debuted on AEW?
So what's her contract situation with AEW? She does not have a contract.
I am not with AEW. That was just a little something.
I feel like she's saying that for a reason. It's kind of like when you're like trying to get with somebody and you're like, oh no, I'm not with them. They're not my boyfriend. They're not my girlfriend. Like you just thought, we were just talking, but you really want to get with somebody else. So that's why you're telling them, no, they're not my boyfriend. No, they're not my girlfriend.
You're spot on about it because right after that, she said,
hello, Vince. is you listening? Funkadactyl Actor Reunion.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was for sure. So I would love to see that. The new upgraded Funkadactyls where they actually get some ring time besides being super cute cheerleaders on the side. That would be great to see.
People can say what they want about Ariane Andrew, but the episode where she came back, the review episode we did when Ariane Andrew came back on Joey and Moxie's review, got the views that we've never gotten on the AEW review. You might think she's like a prima donna on Total Divas and everything, but she's got the star power and she's super charismatic. Even in WWE now, I feel like she can dominate the screen time with her charisma.
I agree too, for sure. And I feel like a lot of women are not actually naturally charismatic, and she is.
Let's talk about Ember Moon and Bayley having a little back and forth online. Your friend Ember Moon had issues with Bayley. She had issues about the whole double champion situation. She was recapping Raw and she shared her thoughts on the whole situation, saying that, why do we need two double champions? Sasha and Bayley have done a great job with the limited roster, but there are too many people sitting at home to be tying up all the titles with two people. I was very upset. Maybe it's because Charlotte is gone and Becky is on a maternity leave. They're killing me because I really want to see Sasha versus Bayley. But not only that, you're sacrificing all of your other superstars for two people. That's what it feels like to me. She thinks that WWE is doing what they can do with the given circumstances with the COVID. She doesn't know what kind of conversations going on backstage, but this is how she feels as a viewer watching from home.
I agree. I 100% agree. Shout out Ember Moon. But I totally agree. I totally agree with her. I mean, I keep on saying it like they don't need them, the titles. While it's nice to have them and it adds to their long list of accomplishments, it's just that there's so much else that they could do with them that I feel like now they're just being used as props as opposed to meaningful titles.
We were talking about this a little bit in the review, but it seems like the whole Riot Squad and Iconics, they could really use the tag titles. I'm not saying that all the feud needs title, but that feud, especially with the people involved, that can be really elevated using the tag titles, I feel like. Even Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, because they're not having separate feud in SmackDown and Raw, a lot of the rightful number one contenders on Raw are just sitting there doing nothing.
And you know what? I would even like to see the women tag titles that have run in NXT.
Yeah, so I do agree with Ember in that sense for sure. And listen, I wouldn't have had this much of an issue if this week's Raw progressed the story well with the double champion situation, which I don't think they did. That's why I'm a little skeptical if WWE knows what they're doing with it.
For sure. I agree. And also, I feel like the double champion situation happens too often now. I mean, it is special, but I think after Becky being the double champion, I feel like they should have maybe taken a little bit while longer before there was another double champion.
So Bayley responded to this by saying, I can understand the frustration on the outside, but number one, Ember Moon's not even there and seeing everything going on. She knows how good we are. She's been in the ring with us. She teamed up with us, but someone's got to do it. If it's not us, then who? Like,
literally anybody else.
Yeah.
Anybody else.
But Bayley's like clapping like, Ember, you're not even here. Sit down. But also she said, someone's got to take control of the company because no one's stepping up to the plate. And Sasha and I have been up to bat for years and years and years. We're knocking it out the park. Sorry, Ember Moon, but if you want to do something about it, come do something about it. I do have to say, Sasha and Bayley, they are extremely talented. Extremely talented. And with what they're given, I think they're knocking it out of the park. You cannot take that away from that. I think it's the same argument with Charlotte Flair too, that she's just excellent.
Yeah.
Another thing that is different from Charlotte Flair's situation is that Bayley and Sasha has been booked not very consistently for the longest time since they've been on main roster. Sasha Banks, I feel like, given her talent, was criminally underused.
Agreed.
For them to fully show their talent right now, I am proud of them. I'm happy to see it. But at the same time, I do see there are missed opportunities because they're holding all the titles.
I don't even have to add anything else because,
All red everything.
Ooh.
She became all purple everything.
Ooh.
And then now she's all pink everything. Eva Marie.
Oh my gosh, that was so extra. I loved it, yeah.
Eva Marie is back in the women's wrestling conversation for a little bit. She's hosting a women's wrestling show.
Yeah, really? I didn't even know that.
Now this news is releasing a multi-part series called Faces and Heels. And the series will document the careers of 7 female wrestlers. 2 of the names that's currently revealed is Big Swole and Jordan Grace. So they'll will be following these wrestlers and show us like what their career is, how the life of the female wrestler is. The host of this show is none other than Eva Marie. She shared on Twitter that she will be hosting this show every Thursday.
Where is it going to be shown at?
It's going to be on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Maybe Jordan Grayson, Big Swole can give her a couple of like pointers and make her want to get back into it. I don't know.
I also saw Eva Marie like passionately tweeting. Well, I don't know about passionate, but she's been like tweeting at AEW here and there about certain stuff. So maybe she'll be going to AEW. I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll see.
Maybe she should end up and Ring the Bell. But good news, Rosa Mendes will be on Ring the Bell in a couple of weeks. So right now on the community tab, we're looking for some of the questions. What's your favorite moment with Rosa Mendes? So go to community tab right now. Give me the questions that you have for Pelic Rosa.
All right, guys, some news coming out of AEW. We have the AEW Heels official, declaration of what it's supposed to be. It's an empowering group for women's wrestling fans to build more of a sense of community, but specifically women in general, which I respect and I love that idea because I think that wrestling's kind of neglected their female fans for a large majority of the entire past of professional wrestling. This one's going to be an annual fee of $49, so we'll just say $50. I'm just kind of curious what you're actually going to get out of it.
Not only that, going back to the whole thing of AEW, they have built their bread and butter on that they're going to be all inclusive, like they're going to include everyone, and like we do see some great representation like Nyla Rose and Sunny Kiss, but they keep saying that this is inclusive for women. And although they do, mention Nyla is going to be on it, I feel like just saying that this is for women, like we know with Ring the Bell, we have a huge LGBTQ following that aren't necessarily women, you know what I mean, that would love to be a part of this. And I'm sure they're still going to pay their money and get the membership. I just don't like the way that they've marketed all of AEW being all inclusive, but yet they're going to market this to just women. And hey, you know me, I am like all about women, and I don't even think that this needs to be ours only. Like this needs to be like whomever is interested in women's wrestling, because women's wrestling needs whoever we can get as fans.
Just going to throw one little thing out here. If you're going to show us that you have respect towards women and that you're wanting to include women, put women on your weekly program. And that's the tea.
All right, so this is the update of the update from Joey and Mox's segment about AEW Heels. AEW Heels after AEW Dynamite not featuring many of the women at all this week was a big topic of conversation online. So Brandon took to Twitter to clarify some of the confusions about AEW Heels. Now, I think the biggest confusion came from the fact that AEW Heels was using their female talent in all their promotional materials and press kit, making fans think that it was for the women's wrestling fans. But Brandon made a clarification on Twitter saying that it is for the female fans, not necessarily women's wrestling fans. She tweeted out saying that many female fans don't like women's wrestling. You don't have to be a member. Brandy continued to answer tons of fan inquiries about AEW Heels and the state of AEW's women's division in general, and has now deactivated her account after saying that she will stop responding. So it seems like AEW Heels is specifically for female fans of AEW, but their content won't be exclusively about their women's division. So the last news is congrats! The Bella twins, they just welcomed baby boys!
Yay! Oh my god, this is like, I feel like they both like totally planned, like I told you, like, and go, and be pregnant now, but like, and they totally like did something where they both could have boys at the same time. Did they have them at the same day?
They had the boys one day apart.
That's insane! They really are twins. Jeez, but congratulations to both of them, Dan and Brian, and I can't remember.
Artem.
They're gonna be pumping out money for a while with their kids because they're so cute and they're so close in age. They're made. Good for them.
So the Bella twins almost gave birth on the same day, but over the weekend, Bella twins announced they each gave birth to baby boys only a day apart. This is Nikki's first baby, and this is Brie and Daniel Bryan's second kid. So they posted on Instagram. Brie said, "It's a boy!" And then Nikki posted, "July 31st, 2020, our baby boy is here and we couldn't be happier and more in love." everyone is safe and healthy. So yeah, congrats to them.
I just can't wait for like the second and third generation baby wrestlers to get into wrestling and have this big baby battle royal. I mean, like, when they get older, not now. Baby Fight Club. I mean, anything can happen now.
That is this week's news and rumors.
So last week I lost my eyelash, and this week I lost my choker in the middle of it. I don't know if you even noticed, but it was like halfway off. But hey, I didn't even wear eyelashes this weekend. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Paloma Star. And DS, where can we find you at?
You can find me at DS Shin and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter.
Don't forget to check out our Teespring store for some new merch, like a cool face mask.
Bye.
Bye.